Welcome to another installment of Outside the Ring.
I'm not watching TNA for a while.
Troy!
What?
Get the tables!
Oh, God.
I'm the one, the only Jason.
Murphy, I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing it tonight. That was a terrible pay-per-view last night.
Alongside Troy Stone Cold, little pissed tonight.
Oh, a little? That's an understatement.
Austin. Hey, don't forget our shameless plugs before we talk about this crap. Outside the Ring, the #1 on Twitter, Outside the Ring on Facebook, and our email.
Outside the Ring 316@gmail.com.
So you already probably know what we're talking about tonight.
Oh, Jesus.
Bound for Glory. Now, what I heard was, through all the crap that went on in this pay-per-view, there were some shining moments. I heard that the Bobby Roode James Storm match was awesome.
I heard that was the shining gem of the night.
I heard that match was a candidate for match of the year. So I kind of want to see that. Which you know what? That was probably the one built-up storyline that, #1, everybody wanted to see. I was kind of weird about it because it went on third.
Yeah, that...
Why?
It doesn't make any sense.
Why would you put that match third?
That match should have been after the Aces and Eights and in between Austin Aries and Jeff Hardy.
I agree. Matter of fact, Troy, I wouldn't have had the Austin Austin Aries Hardy match last, but at the same time I wouldn't have revealed who was behind Aces and Eights until the end.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of... Where should we begin? Should we begin with Aces and Eights, or what do you want to talk about first?
Do we have to begin? I don't want to remember this stuff.
We got to begin. Well, let's begin with that, because it came out first.
Yeah, the two big things that happened last night. The first one was the Sting and Bully Ray versus Aces and Eights match.
Right.
I only caught the very tail end of this match. The match was already over. Hogan was in the ring, actually fighting, and I'm thinking, oh, God, this is already crap. I can only imagine how the match was. He actually, did the Hulk up thing, did the big boot, and he signaled for the leg drop. And my thought was, yeah, right, Hogan, stop it. You're never dropping that. If he would have did that,
he would have never got up.
Yeah, you're never dropping that leg again.
No, that's over, brother.
But, okay, so then Sting picks him up, and of course Hogan plays in the crowd like, oh, should I take the mask off of him, brother? Should I take it off? And he finally takes it off. And the people in the crowd see it before we do because Hogan was out of place and wasn't facing the camera.
Oh, shit.
So Sting finally has to whip him around, and we see that it's Devon Dudley. That makes no sense.
We talked about this last week, and we talked about every possibility that it could have been, and we both never once said Devon Dudley.
We talked about the rumors of it being Garrett Bischoff. You said you would have liked to have seen it been Dixie Carter.
Why? I don't know how they would have pulled that off, or even Hulk Hogan.
But I mean, Devon.
Now look, we talked about before we went on the air tonight. It makes sense with the whole Bubba Ray thing.
It does.
But at the same time, Aces and Eights have been long before Bubba Ray.
Yeah.
I kind of want to give them the benefit of the doubt and see what they do with this. Because, well, why now it looks stupid, and I give you that, it does.
It looks very stupid.
The thing is, we still don't know the other members.
That's true.
And we don't know what they're going to do with the other members, so maybe there'll be some more logical things, I guess?
I don't know, but the thing that I can see coming from this is it's basically Devon tired of being overshadowed by Bubba, and Devon getting this group together, causing all this havoc and whatever, in an attempt to be relevant, pretty much. Even though Devon is the better of the two, singly, like in a singles competition, because I don't like Bully Ray as a singles competitor.
Yeah. He's more of a brawler where Devon can actually work more, I think. Yeah,
because, I mean, they played so well off of each other just because of that. Devon can actually work and has the technical aspect of the team.
Right.
And Bubba Ray was just the brawler, get in there, beat some ass, and that's it.
Does this mean that they're going to turn Bubba Ray, or, excuse me, Bully Ray, a face?
I'm
assuming that's exactly what they've done.
They really can't turn him face. He's going to have to be a tweener.
Or as he would say, a tweener.
A tweener. His gimmick is that he is a bully. You can't be a face and be just an outright bully at the same time.
I agree. I think he should kind of be like a Steve Austin kind of mix.
Exactly.
And maybe they will pull that off, and maybe that'll be good. I want to just see what they do from here.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's not a good start, but they could rebound if like you said, they have a logical explanation. They need to do good booking with that.
Yes.
B, they need to have bigger shockers with this storyline still to come.
Oh, definitely.
Just like the NWO, with every week there was a different member. They do that.
Yeah.
That might be decent television.
It might be decent, but we don't want to go the way of the NWO. No. And we're like half the roster as part of the team.
No, we don't need that.
We definitely don't need that. And yeah, like we said last week, we wanted something shocking out of this.
Right.
This damn sure shocked us, but it also left us scratching our head as to why.
Yeah. And again, I think that's why. Well, let's be honest. This is going to make you want to watch the Devon promo on Thursday, just to see what the hell they say.
This makes me want to watch.
Right.
But at the same time, the second big thing that happened at the pay-per-view makes me want to swear off TNA for quite some time.
And that would be Jeff Hardy beating Austin Aries for the title.
Exactly. And it was, and from what I've heard, the ending to that match was done 3 times in that night.
What do you
mean? Where it was, one guy, they go back and forth. One guy looks to be getting the crap into the stick, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, finisher, match over.
Really?
Yeah, they did that 3 times, and the main event was one of them.
I heard the match itself wasn't terrible. I heard it was the second best match on the card.
It wasn't terrible, but it was a slow match.
It wasn't Bobby Roode, Austin Aries.
No. But yeah, Jeff Hardy, and if you saw the pay-per-view, which I know you didn't,
right?
They were not in the Impact Zone. They were in Phoenix, Arizona, I do believe.
Yep.
And this crowd booed Jeff Hardy like no other crowds I've heard before.
It was like a Chicago crowd.
It was like a Chicago crowd for Cena. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know the Arizona were. I didn't know they were Smarks.
It was borderline one night stand for Cena.
Wow. Well, is Austin Aries from that area? I don't think.
I don't even know where Austin Aries is from. I think it's just because, and me and my buddy were talking about this last night, TNA was out of their comfort zone, which was the Impact Zone.
Yes.
Which I think they should just start calling it the comfort zone.
It's more like the ECW arena. They would just go to the same place. The same people are always there. So Jeff Hardy would always get a positive reaction there because it's the same people.
Yep, and also, in the Impact Zone, I still firmly believe that there are a lot of paid plants in that crowd.
Like SmackDown.
Exactly. Well, maybe not. SmackDown, they don't put plants in. They just, in post-production, they add and take away cheers and boos and all that.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean, but I see what
TNA, I firmly think that they plant people in the crowd to start the chants, to cheer for who they want them to cheer for, to boo who they want them to boo, and it makes it seem like the crowd is basically a bunch of sheep.
Well, up until Thursday, Austin Aries was a face, but then they turned him Thursday.
Yeah, they turned him.
I don't understand it.
The show before, on their go-home show for the pay-per-view, they turned him.
That was stupid.
Yeah.
To me, what's wrong with the face versus face for the belt? Who's better?
It makes no sense. And I didn't see the Impact before Bound for Glory, but I heard that they had Austin Aries come out and pretty much drop a CM Punk pipe bomb.
Oh, really?
That, he pulled out a piece of paper and he says, they were trying to make me read all this crap off of a script. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be told what to say anymore. Blah, 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 blah. They're just playing off of CM Punk.
Here's the thing, man. The thing with me is when I talk TNA, the guys that I want to see, the guys that interest me are Austin Aries being number one.
Yes.
Bobby Roode, who in my opinion is a new version of old school Triple H.
Yep.
One of the best heels, I think, in all of wrestling right now, period. Both companies.
Right now, yes.
James Storm, I like him. I like
AJ Styles.
I like AJ. I like Kurt, sorta.
Kurt, Daniels and
Kazarian.
Who have you heard what they're calling themselves?
No.
Or what they would be calling themselves if they didn't lose the tag team titles last night to Chavo and Hernandez?
What would they call themselves?
They were calling themselves the world tag team champions of the world. I just thought that was funny.
That is cool. And honestly, I actually like the interaction that they had with Hulk. How Hogan would always seem to one-up them, and they would have to keep defending the belts. I thought that was cool. I dug that storyline, and then now that's kind of stupid because now I thought they were starting to get, they were gaining ground.
Oh, definitely.
And then, I don't understand taking the belts off them.
They were starting to gain ground, and they're starting to get over as a tag team. And then, in typical TNA fashion, we have a former WWE guy come in with Chavo Guerrero.
Yeah.
He teamed up with Hernandez. Oh, we've immediately got to hotshot him to the title because he's a former WWE guy.
Yeah, I have no problem with Chavo holding a title.
Oh, I don't either. Chavo is a great athlete. I mean, he's nowhere near Eddie.
No.
But I mean, he's still pretty damn good.
And I don't want to see him as a singles champion because he's not really world championship material.
No.
So I don't mind him in the I think actually I do like the team of Hernandez and Chavo, but I don't think it's their time.
No, it's not. They need to be built up a little more.
I would have had the tag champs go over and then just feud with the other two guys. Angle, Kurt Angle and AJ should be, I would think, #1 contenders for the world title.
Yeah.
Hell, I would have had
Kurt Angle and AJ have just kind of fallen out of the world title picture.
I guess that's just because they need more teams.
I guess.
We've talked about it before. WWE has more tag teams now than TNA.
Oh, yeah.
That's sad.
And the thing is, the tag team division in TNA was so good for the longest time. Back when they had the Motor City Machine Guns. They had Generation Me.
Beer Money.
LAX.
Yeah.
It was established tag teams, and now they're going the way of WWE and just kind of throwing these guys together and saying, there you go, there's your tag teams.
We'll see what happens Thursday. I don't know too much. I'm interested to see what they do with Devon.
You'll see on Thursday, because I seriously don't want to watch while Jeff Hardy is champion.
It's going to be hard, but I don't understand.
I don't want to see that stupid belt of his anymore.
Honestly, Austin Aries is TNA's version of CM Punk. Why not have him hold the title for a long time?
Because TNA is stupid.
I mean, they had Bobby Roode, who had a great championship run. Maybe they didn't want to go back-to-back with 2 long runs?
Yeah, maybe. That might be. I don't know for sure.
It just doesn't make sense to me, dude. At all.
It doesn't make sense, and putting the belt on Hardy makes no sense. Like I said, because WWE has been known to change the outcome of a match mid-match.
Sure.
Like somebody was supposed to win the title, but then based on the crowd reaction, Vince is like, no, the other guy's winning. You cannot tell me that people were sitting in the back at the pay-per-view and just listening to these resounding boos for Hardy. And you cannot tell me they were not thinking, hey, maybe we should have Hardy lose this match.
I think they need to take note of that, whether it's Hulk, whether it's Al Snow, D'Lo, or
D'Lo Brown,
any of those
whoever's
guys,
in the back.
Yeah, whoever's a part of the booking. Here's the thing, man. I was really starting to get into TNA. With Destination X, it was I told you, I saw that pay-per-view from top to bottom. That was one of the best pay-per-views this year.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems like, other than the James Storm Bobby Roode match, which I am going to find on YouTube or something, I need to see that match. Other than that, it wasn't a great pay-per-view.
No, and like I said, Tara won the Knockouts title. And Rob Van Dam won the X Division title.
Yeah, that doesn't make any... Look, Rob was a great athlete back in the day, but now his time... I thought he was there to put Ion over.
Yeah,
I had no problem with the match. I just didn't like Rob Van Dam winning. I heard the match was actually decent.
Keywords in what you said there were back in his day. Rob Van Dam, honestly, needs to just give it up.
Yeah, he needs to go smoke, the good stuff like he likes to do and just chill.
Go do his radio show.
Yeah.
Go light up a bowl with Jeff Hardy somewhere.
Yeah.
They both just need to go away.
Yeah, I don't understand. We'll see what happens with Jeff.
Because Van Dam is good at putting people over.
Sure.
But TNA does not see that he is out of his prime. He doesn't need a title. He's almost like Kane in WWE. They use him to get guys over, but they kind of shy away when it comes to actually giving him a title.
The good thing with Kane, though, is he knows his role, so to speak.
Exactly.
He knows when to job. Hell, Big Show's been doing it, too, for years.
Oh, yeah.
Say what you want about Big Show, but the guy has jobbed for the longest time. Hell, that's probably why Mark Henry was a champion. They awarded him for being a trooper.
Big Show and Kane have put more people over in their careers than TNA has in their entire existence.
That's right. Oh, absolutely. I mean, we finally got Hogan seemingly doing the right thing and trying to put the younger guys over, but then we see stuff like, I mean, it was his idea for Austin Aries, and I was behind Hogan with that, obviously.
And then he just drops it to Jeff Hardy just because Aries happens to make a heel turn the week before the pay-per-view.
I don't know why. I really want to see where they go from this, and I'm hoping Austin Aries beats him again.
Yeah, and one last thing from the pay-per-view before we get out of here.
Yep.
Matt Morgan came back.
Yes.
He came back to...
He caused Al Snow the match.
Yes, the Joey Ryan Al Snow match, which, for those of you that don't know, Joey Ryan has been trying for months to get a TNA contract.
Yeah.
And Al Snow, he's been targeting Al Snow for some reason, even though Al Snow told him yes on their gut check thing.
I heard Al brought back Head.
Yeah, he brought back Head, yep.
Did he really?
Yes, and Joey Ryan made out with it.
Oh, my dear Lord.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. And Matt Morgan came back, gave the carbon footprint to Al Snow. Joey Ryan wins, so now Joey Ryan has a TNA contract. He's officially on the roster, and the pay-per-view sucked.
The end.
The end.
Other than
the
one
end.
good
night, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
We will, because tonight we got to watch Raw.
Yes.
And we'll
hopefully
see
whatever WWE does tonight is going to be better than last night.
I would hope so. I'm interested in the whole Ryback CM Punk thing, but
aside from just randomly giving Brodus Clay the world title, they can't be much worse than last night.
If they do that, I will have to do this show probably alone for the rest of life, because I think you will be in a coma somewhere if that happens. I'm just saying the truth.
Oh, yeah, probably.
So, please subscribe, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully, if Brodus Clay doesn't win the championship.
Oh, God. Deuces.